Hello everybody, my name is Lake and welcome to Trash Games Tuesday, the show where we test out free games and see if they're trash or treasure. Today we're doing Arena Breakout Infinite, and oh boy, what I'm about to say here today is going to be a lot more controversial than it usually is. But yes, I've actually been playing a lot of Arena Breakout Infinite, a lot more than I usually do when it comes to Trash Games Tuesday episodes. When I usually review a game, I play about 2 to 3 hours of it. In this case, I've played about 15 since release. 10 to 15 anyway, somewhere in that ballpark. So I've experienced a decent amount of this game. I am about level 20-ish. And yeah, obviously, it should be pretty clear just from hearing all of that. I'll tell you right out of the gate, I love it. It's very good. Now, the reason why I think this video is going to offend some people is because I'm going to tell you about what makes this game great, comparing it to Tarkov and some of the things that make Tarkov suck, in my opinion. But it is a damn good thing that this video is going to come out at a time where public opinion on Battlestate games is generally pretty low, so that's good. Now let me tell you a couple things about Nikita Blayanov and the shit they're doing over at Battlestate. And just the general state of Tarkov. Because I don't want to move on to talk about what makes Arena Breakout Infinite good in the extraction shooter genre before we can deconstruct what I've come from and what I'm comparing it to. Now, Nikita is a man, at the very least you can say he has an uncompromising vision. That vision has become slowly tainted, taken a little bit too far, and stricken with a bit of greed. They want Tarkov to be a hardcore shooter, possibly one of the most hardcore shooters, and they haven't compromised on that even a single time. One of the bigger reasons I fell out of love with Tarkov is because as my life became busier and I became less jobless and I had important things to do, I realized that playing Tarkov was simply not viable because you have to treat it as a full-time job or it simply doesn't work for you. It's this combined with them removing quality of life features really just for the sake of my hardcore game. For example, Tarkov doesn't have a map, you just kind of have to figure things out. This ends up being entirely redundant because most people are just going to pull up a map on their second monitor or phone anyway. It's a feature that has no purpose other than to make everything a pain in the ass for you. Another reason I fell out of love with Tarkov is because it runs terribly. My PC, I'll be the first to tell you it's not the greatest. It can run the majority of modern games. No, it can run all modern games, basically. But it can't run Tarkov. There's no excuse why 16 gigabytes of RAM should not be enough for a game like this. The memory leaking on this game is fucking unbelievable. I've never seen a game, or even a program for that matter, that manages RAM as badly as Tarkov does. Basically, all of the maps run like shit, it takes forever to load, their servers are ass. When Streets came out, it literally didn't even work. I wonder how the fuck it's possible to have a game that's this terribly optimized. I'm pretty sure even Ark Survival Evolved was better. And so, hearing all of that and what I don't like about Tarkov, you're probably going to understand why I like Arena Breakout Infinite. The pointless changes to make the game more hardcore aren't in this game. It runs like an absolute dream despite the fact that it has literally the exact same graphics as Tarkov, and it doesn't wipe, instead focusing on bringing consistent events to loop you into the game rather than just wiping everyone's account every once in a while. That immediately makes it so you don't have to treat the game as a full-time job. You can just come back whenever you want, join in on the events, all good. And of course, like I said, this game has QOL features that make it awesome, like a map that just tells you where the extracts are. And let me tell you, this does not remove anything from the experience for me. Like, I mean, genuinely, it maintains all of the stuff that makes Tarkov great, and it removes most of the stuff that makes Tarkov bad. It adds all these QOL things just enough, and it perfectly maintains that extremely hardcore environment that gives you the shivers and makes you freaked out and just gets that adrenaline pumping, most importantly. And other than the map, one of the major QOL features is skill levels. They don't exist here. I know people for a very long time have had a problem with Tarkov's skill levels, and I don't blame you because it's really fucking stupid. Why is it that when a wipe starts, my trained PMC can't run for more than 5 seconds without running out of breath? Well, that's not the way it works out in Arena Breakout. Everyone's got the exact same skills. There are no skill levels. Every character just works the exact same way. There is no inherent advantage over other people just because you played longer, other than gear, obviously. And gear works the exact same here. All of the keybinds are the exact same. If you're from Tarkov, you're going to feel perfectly at home. They've got more or less the same selection of guns. The gunplay feels familiar. Everything here just feels really familiar. This game is designed as a massive fuck you to Tarkov. They took everything that Tarkov players have been begging for, and they made this game. It runs great. It feels great. It's awesome. And how could I forget? It's free. But with it being free, does come a couple of massive pitfalls and probably my only actual problems with this game so far. Microtransactions. Because, you know, of course in a free game you've got to have them. But you know what? Ironically, even though this game is free, the microtransactions almost feel not as bad as Tarkov. I mean, Tarkov you have to pay for it, but they're still trying to shoehorn microtransactions in. At least this one is free, so I can kind of forgive it. But no, not being able to have a secure container, you have to pay for a secure container, is kind of really lame as hell. And if the secure container was free, I would give this game a perfect 10 out of 10. Genuinely the only thing I feel like I'm missing here. Having to pay for a secure container just sucks balls. I would have no problem if they add cosmetics and stuff, which they don't yet, but they definitely will. But yeah, the monetization with the secure containers is just kind of gross, and I think it really, really needs to go. I imagine that's going to be a big part of the feedback they're going to receive. Hopefully sometime around, you know, when they decide to add weapon skins or character skins and stuff, they'll just give us secure containers for free, and then all can be at peace in the world. Really hope that happens. Other than that, you heard from all that glazing. I think this game's fucking awesome. I played a shit ton of it. I'm going to be playing a lot more of it. It just feels great. It feels like I'm at home, except home is even better than it was when I left. So that's my thoughts on Arena Breakout Infinite. To all of the hardcore Tarkov fans who might show up here, I would say argue with the wall. As for the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed the video. I love you all. Thank you very much for watching. This game is without a doubt treasure, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao.